Whoa. What is going on here? Whoops. Okay. Okay. Yeah. That almost looks like a tactical situation right there. Nothing like a little excitement in the morning, huh? It's only 9:49 a.m. and something's going on here in the quaint little hamlet of West Bend, Wisconsin. I'm gonna turn. I mean, this is happening a block from my house. I noticed a cop car parked up here, and then I just happened to look down the street, and boy, oh boy, was there the police presence there. So again, I don't know what the heck's going on. But I am going to turn. I probably can't get anywhere. I mean, look at this. There's one cop car, two cop cars, three cop cars right here. And then there's a sheriff. And then there's cops blocking the road. I mean, you got cops standing. Maybe there's a standoff going on. I don't know. That's a little concerning. A block from my house. Not something you see every day here. At least not in this area where I live. Hey everybody, Yogi here. Doing well, hope you're doing well. I'm really wondering what the heck is going on over there. As far as a plan today, I really don't have one. I was kind of looking around on maps to see if there was any small towns that I had, missed. Because I've really hit pretty much everything within like a 35-40 mile radius of where I am. I mean, I might have missed a little small town here or there. Unfortunately, it is very, very windy today, so I don't think I'm going to be getting out of my car and filming much. We are in Boltonville, Wisconsin. It is in Ozaukee County. And I always found that to be a cool sign right there. That Boltonville Union Cemetery sign. Very neat. Surprisingly, Boltonville, there's no information on Boltonville. There's no demographics. There's no notable people. Nothing. Boltonville is named after Michael Bolton, the singer. No, I'm just kidding. This house right here is pretty cool. These people must have had a lot of money back in the day. This is one of those grand old homes right here. I like that house right there. I think that's really cool. It's got a plaque on the front. I don't know what it says, and I'm not going to walk up to it because I don't want to get in trouble. It says 1888. There's really nowhere where to park either. I'd like to get out and take a look. And then right next to that is the old school. Now, see, I wonder if that was a church and this is the school. No, the church is on the other side of the street, actually. This is the old school. Public school, 1913, it says right on the building there. That is a residence now, or apartments. And there's the church right there. There's a plaque on that. Holy crap, is it windy. I apologize for the wind noise, folks. It says Boltonville Church. Yankee settlers organized the Free Will Baptist Society of Boltonville on February 22nd, 1872, and built this church, which was dedicated June 3rd, 1873, at the cost of $2,103.80. In the 1800s, the building was a home for Sunday school for as many as 80 students and a church group named Ladies of Boltonville. It was also the location of the Literary Society of Boltonville, which maintained the first public library in the community, as well as a meeting place of the local temperance group. Regular Sunday services have been held since St. John's Evangelical Congregation was organized in 1905 is currently St. John's United Church of Christ. Well, I don't think it's a church anymore at all. It's a home. Whew. That wind is brutal. Woo. Look at that steeple. There's the school. Again, I think that's a residence right now. Holy crap, is it windy. And in this building, I don't think anybody's living in this. Here's the old sidewalk. Huh, there used to be a sidewalk here. The steps are all falling apart. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't. I wanted to look in a window, but that ain't gonna happen. Is that Oddfellows? That's the Oddfellows, right? This must have been the old Oddfellows Hall. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if people are living in here. I don't think so. Unfortunately, there's really no windows to get to. So that's the old Oddfellows, the church, and the school in Boltonville. There's a couple other buildings here in town that have plaques on them. Well, at least one does. And that's right over here. And we could pull in, so that's a good thing. This is what I think used to be the Boltonville Fire Department Training House, donated by Norbert Detman, a generous man who gave back to the community that he grew up in. So, yeah. There's another plaque there. And I'm guessing that's not a house anymore. It says Land O'Lakes Feed. Apparently it's still operational. It says Tom's Old Country Mill LLC. It says Land O'Lakes Feed Random Lake Cooperative. Here's a big old parking lot. This big old parking lot is because even though Boltonville is a very, very small community, there's a gas station over there. They do have a gas station here. There is an event. That's Harlow's Saloon right there. Extreme Bar Bingo play here. Right here in this little park area by the Boltonville Fire Department, this is where they hold the annual Boltonville Rain Days. It's, I want to say, the last weekend of May. They have a little shindig here. They have rides and live music, food, a carnival atmosphere. But it's called Boltonville Rain Days, and it should be coming up. There's their fire department. They got a huge fire department building for being such a small community. And here's the fire department. And here's the back of that Detman home that we were talking about earlier, the fire department training house. That's the back of it. And there's Harlow's. And that's about it for Boltonville, really. You know, I shouldn't say that's about it. There's a lot crammed into this little area here, this little block. It's kind of neat. Oh, look at that. There's a bronze, what is that, crow? Eagle? Right on top of that. See that right there in that building? There is a, I don't know, it looks like an eagle. Bronze eagle. All right, gas here in Boltonville, $2.88 a gallon. This road we're heading onto right now is called J Road. And J Road is supposedly haunted. I've probably mentioned this before in some other episodes, but paranormal author and friend, Jane Ate the Couch, He talks about J Road in his book, Washington County Paranormal. One of the things I'd like to do, well, the weather warms up a little bit more, is drive the length of J Road, because there's a couple spots on here that are supposedly haunted. I'd like to drive this area, this stretch of road, with Jane Ate the Couch and maybe Charlie Hintz from Cult of Weird, and do a little nighttime paranormal investigating. Comment below if you would like to see us come down here on J Road and do some paranormal investigating. One of those things is supposed to be a stop sign that drips blood, and I believe it's one of these up here, because this is XX, and this is where I believe it's supposed to happen. So it's either this stop sign or the stop sign on the other side that supposedly drips blood. This little pond area here, I believe, I'm not sure, this is like where a jogger was hit and thrown into the water and killed, and it's supposedly haunting this particular area. I've been on J Road and at night, and it could get pretty creepy. Like up here, it's very wooded right here, right along the sides of the road, so it can give you a good creep factor at night. There's also supposed to be a cat lady who's seen, whose house burned down, and her and her cats passed away, and there's supposed to be like ghost cats and a ghost lady seen. Ooh, it looks like a swamp here. Very swampy. I could definitely see getting creeped out coming down here at night. And I'll do it if you folks want to see it. Just let me know in the comments below. Double whammy. I'm filming with the 40-mile-an-hour winds and traffic from Highway 57. But I've driven this way a bunch of times, and I've noticed this place here, but I never filmed it. I'm just kind of interested to what it is. So let's take a quick look-see. Again, folks, I am sorry for the wind noise today, but it is windy. This is called Katharina Cemetery. Perpetual care by Ozaukee County Memorial VFW Post, honoring Ernie Hadler's 45 years. Very small cemetery, very old cemetery. This isn't marked unless it's on the other side. That's not marked. Oh, it is on the other side. Oy vey. This person was born in 1825 and died in 1913. Wow, so small and forgotten. 1874, this one says they passed in. Can't really read a whole lot of it. I think it's in German. I can't really make out the things on that one either. 1890 and 1884. Now, I've heard that when the headstones start to tip in and stuff like that, that the casket has collapsed, and that's why that happens. Could be the ground too, but yeah, this is a very old cemetery here. 1894. I mean, look at these headstones. They're all falling apart. I'm assuming the casket collapsed on that one too. This says 1899. Oh, she only lived to be 13 years old, 1883 to 1898. Not even 12. Oh. 1855. There's a finger pointing up to the heavens again. Wow, it's a very small cemetery. I'd say probably half a football field in length. What is that? There's something here. Is that a teepee? Or the top of a school or something? What is that right there? That looks like the top of a church or a school or something. I mean, look at how old these are. I mean, there's bushes grown in and you can't even read them. It's been a long time since someone's been buried here. And here's one that just has a cross on it. Oh, this one's not even a month. It's not even a month old. Herman Metter or Vetter. Okay. May you all rest in peace. Thank you for letting me document you here. You know, it's a shame because these people have been mostly forgotten, you know. This one is marked no trespassing. So, we will not go on the property. I am on the side of the road. Look at that beauty. Wow. Look at that bell tower, what's left of it. Little schoolhouse. Wow, that's pretty cool. Unfortunately, we cannot go on the property. Well, it doesn't say like private property. It just says no trespassing at the building. So I'm not going to go near the building. I'm going to try to be respectful. Just for those of you who don't think I'm in the road, here I am on the side of the road. Very cool. All right. Let's continue. So as I was coming back, I noticed this sign here, Wisconsin's Maritime Trails. Huh. Ronksville Pier. So Ronksville apparently is a ghost town that doesn't exist anymore. Wow. It says in 1858, brothers Nicholas and Paul Ronk established the Lux Emberger Pier Company and built a substantial 1,000-foot pier known as the Ronksville Pier into the lake approximately 150 yards south of J Road. The two brothers used the pier to bring much needed goods to the area and played a key role in settling the Luxembourg American community in northern Ozaukee County. The Ronksville Pier served as the home port for the schooner Northerner and was visited by many other vessels in Wisconsin's lumber fleet. Huh. There's another photo. So that's the Northerner. It sank on November 29th, 1868. It rests today at 135 feet of water southeast of Port Washington, with its hold still filled with cut wood. It says here, piers like the Ronksville Pier allowed passengers and freight to be shipped from areas of the coastline that lacked natural harbors. From this location, cordwood was loaded onto steamers to fuel their boilers and loaded onto schooners to be shipped to Milwaukee. Paul Ronk operated a general store, saloon, and hotel in Lake Church, 3 miles southwest of this spot. Goods destined for his businesses were dropped off here in St. Inland. Ronksville was never a proper town, but it was a port facility that served lake traffic, Lake Church, and the surrounding countryside. A small complex of service buildings and warehouses was located here in the 1860s, during the period when cut wood, manufactured goods, and other products were shipped to and from the pier. 2 homes belonging to Paul and Nicholas Ronk were located nearby. Like many of the ghost ports and pier communities along Lake Michigan's shoreline, Ronksville met its end at the hands of the railroad. Cheaper shipping from the inland community of Belgium, unaffected by lake ice and weather, and a switch to coal-fired steamships at the end of the 1860s made the pier and its surrounding complex obsolete. The pier ceased operation by the early 1870s. Well, that's pretty interesting. Kind of a, I don't know, it's out in the middle of nowhere, kind of like a random storyboard telling you about Wisconsin's maritime trails, Ronksville Historic Waterfront Lumber Port. This is how far we can go east on J Road. That's it, because that is Lake Michigan. Straight ahead. Beach access limited to 66 feet road right-of-way, wet feet beyond this area. Look at this one. Holy cow. Yeah, there are tire tracks, so people are farming around here. I don't want to get in trouble. But look at that. Yeah, it's been a while since somebody's lived in this one. And there's a big barn over there. There's hay. So yeah, somebody is farming on this property. So I don't want to push my luck. But abandoned? Yes, it is. Beautiful structure. I wonder how long it's been. Yeah, it's been a long time since somebody's lived here. All right, back to the car.